Racks in the middle. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is Good Friday for some, April 19th, 2019. Shout out to my YouTube supporter Joy for the song request. Nipsey Hussle, Racks in the Middle. This was one of his last singles, newest singles out before his untimely demise. And you know, rip to a legend. Forever will give props to this guy, what he was doing in his community. But again, thanks Joy for the song request for today. What's up, people? Hope you guys are doing well today on this Good Friday for some. I am going to talk to you guys about today on this episode of My Two Satoshis, John McAfee. He's coming out on Twitter. You know, crypto Twitter has a lot of personalities. I tell you, it's from Craig Wright to John McAfee. It's just crazy, man. Now John McAfee is coming out saying that he's going to lay to rest for once and for all who the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto is. He's saying it's not the CIA, so he's going to kind of go through and really unveil who Satoshi Nakamoto is. Maybe we'll get the details on that in this article, but I thought this was fairly interesting to read for today on this light day. Markets are kind of, at least in FX and equities, are light. But yeah, we're going to take a look at this article. Insane, man. I think personally Satoshi Nakamoto is probably not a person. It's definitely not a person. It's more so a group of individuals probably coming out of the cypherpunks whole movement. And I'm thinking that they probably have something significantly to do with the creation of Bitcoin. So again, we'll look at this interesting article out of News BTC on that one. And then the second thing is, I'm just going to touch on this because this came out yesterday, but Ripple sells about 20 million XRP and then 1 billion enters circulation. Hey, you can expect this type of stuff with a company that owns most of the coins. So we'll take a quick look at what's going on with that. I don't know if any of you are following this 2020 presidential candidate race, but Andrew Yang, I should say, I kind of like many of his outside of the box viewpoints on how he can help improve America. Though I think we're past that. I think it's like a black hole. Like, we've passed the event horizon. There's no turning back. We're basically at zero interest rates. It's just the end. We've cornered ourselves. This is the end of the U.S. monetary policy and really the end of the U.S. being reserve currency for the world. I think we're nearing, like, next 20 years. You'll see that transition. It's not going to be pretty either. But some of the ideas that he has are good. Of course, I don't agree with everything that he has to pitch. He's trying to ban firearms, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? UBI, he has an idea about UBI. His approach is a little bit better than others, but I'm still not a fan of UBI, though I don't have a solution for how to fix this ever-growing wealth gap. He's promising. I'm telling you, of any new candidates that are out there, if I had to vote for a person, it would be him. Now, we've seen what happens with these presidential elections. They come out with such great ideas and concepts and thinking outside of the box, some of them, but then, you know, you get into office and you find out how the game really works. But anyway, I've been all long-winded with that. 2020 U.S. presidential candidate is looking to have and give a clear sign on Bitcoin regulation. And that's good news for us in the crypto world. So we'll take a look at this article as well. That is out of the Bitcoinist. First, let's take a look at that market cap. We're currently at $179 billion on the market cap for all cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin's dominance is slightly down, just under 52% at 51.95%. And we are creeping higher and higher towards where we dropped off a few days ago. Let's see what happens here. You know, again, we've got to get above this area for any bullish type of sentiment. You saw a spike last hour on Bitcoin. Trading above 5,300 is what we need, not just a couple of spikes above it. As we've seen, we need to see full trading activity and price action above 5,300 for at least, I would say, 6 to 12 hours. That will build a base and we can move forward. Normally, it won't just like creep up to that. It'll probably blow through it if it does, if the bulls do take over and win this battle. It'll probably blow through it and then make a slight retracement, but then the 5,300 area should be a area of support for you guys. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first article though. It's out of TrustNose. I'm not going to read the entire article, but just highlight a couple of points, man. This is crazy. Ripple sells 20 million XRP. 1 billion enters circulation, says Ripple Labs. The entity behind XRP, which controls circa 50 billion Ripple, has apparently sold yesterday 20 million XRP worth around 7 million. It appears the sale occurred over the counter, with XRP price slightly down at the time of writing, in contrast to some gains for ETH and Bitcoin. Article goes on to say here it's unclear why Ripple sold these sums, at what price, or what they plan on doing with the 7 million. So just in contrast, guys, just from last quarter of 2018, Ripple sold over $129 million worth of XRP and $535 million for the whole year of 2018. What the hell are they doing with this money, people, other than just exiting and leaving you with the bag, in my opinion, right? Of course, in my opinion. I don't have any evidence of this, but I'm just letting you know, you XRP holders out there, this is why I don't like XRP, because it's really not it's not a cryptocurrency that is truly decentralized and is beneficial for the end user. It's more beneficial for Ripple to have XRP and sell it to you than it is for you to have XRP sell it into the open market to other individuals who want it. And if you take a look at their activity online in their forums, there's barely any discussions in their forums. To the contrast, you have like Bitcoin Cash online forums is full of debates, and it's worth like 3 times less than XRP. Ethereum daily discussions also are thousands of comments a day in many cases, but that too is worth barely more than XRP. So it kind of lets you know it's a big facade, man. It's really no activity, just a bunch of shills, in my opinion, being paid by XRP to pump this non-cryptocurrency. So I just wanted to touch on that and let you guys know that they've sold more, and how much they sold in 2018 if you didn't know. First article, though, is out of Bitcoinist, and it's about the U.S. presidential candidate, Andrew Yang, promising clear Bitcoin regulation. That's good news on the surface. Of course, by the time these candidates get into office, oh, so much does change. Yang highlights vast potential. He says Yang, whose pitch revolves around radical economic policies such as installing universal basic income, said that he would create clear legislation on crypto using pro-industry legal schemes such as that of Wyoming as a role model. Investment in cryptocurrencies, he says, and digital assets has far outpaced our regulatory frameworks in the U.S. He said we should let investors, companies, and individuals know what the landscape and treatment will be moving forward to support innovation and development. The blockchain has vast potential. As Bitcoinist has often noted, the U.S. currently operates a patchwork approach to crypto regulation, which varies from one state to another. The implications of this policy has been significant, with businesses complaining of impossible barriers to entry. Yang agrees by saying that the absence of standardized national policy will only end up to the country's disadvantage. He says states have come up with patchwork of varying regulations that make it difficult for the U.S. cryptocurrency markets to compete with those in other jurisdictions, especially China and Europe. He says it's time for the federal government to create clear guidelines as to how cryptocurrencies and digital asset markets will be treated and regulated so that investment can proceed with all relevant information. So we'll see what happens with Yang, if he even makes it to POTUS. You know, statistically it's very low that the incumbent president is actually defeated. So we'll probably get another term of Mr. Orange Man, President Trump, which honestly, you know, his communication skills and the way he's doing things is definitely different and outside the box of the traditional way that the POTUS operates. But overall, I think he's doing a decent job. I will say, you know, it's funny, before he got into office, he was calling all of the economic numbers fake, made up, and this economy was a Ponzi scheme and all this stuff. And then he gets into office, and now he's calling everything great, and he's using those statistics to further his agenda and all of that. So it's just funny, man. These presidents are just figureheads. We've got deep-rooted issues in this world. Andrew Yang does seem to have some promising ideas other than just this crypto bill. I didn't even know about this. I was just familiar with some of the other items on his platform in which he's running that seemed pretty innovative, and I liked it. I like the think outside the box mentality of Andrew Yang. Other than that gun law, he wants to get rid of all guns. Man, I'm not with that. I'm a gun-toting, NRA card-holding Republican. No, I'm not a Republican, but I'm definitely for guns, and I do not think guns are the issue. I think people are the issue. Cars kill more people than guns, yet we still allow people to have cars. So that's definitely not the right approach. Again, I'm not going to like everything, and you shouldn't like everything about any candidate, but I thought this was pretty interesting to see him being very progressive in his stance on cryptocurrencies. You guys let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think he'll really move forward? First of all, do you think he's even going to become POTUS? Is he going to be able to beat out Trump, Orange Man? I don't think so. I really don't. But if he does, is this a good platform to run on, or one of the pillars of his platform? Clear Bitcoin crypto regulation is definitely needed. It's definitely needed. Second article is out of News Bitcoin and is about your boy John McAfee. In a series of tweets, it says John McAfee dropped a bombshell yesterday by claiming knowledge of Satoshi Nakamoto's identity. McAfee intends to end speculation on Nakamoto's identity once and for all, which he feels is necessary for the crypto space to move forward. He goes on to say he will divulge information until Nakamoto comes forward. Failing that, McAfee himself will disclose Nakamoto's identity. He says in a tweet, "The who is Satoshi mystery must end. First, it is not the CIA nor any agency of any world government. It is a collection of people, but the white paper was written by one man who currently resides in the U.S. If he does not come forward, these narrowings will continue." So that pretty much eliminates Craig Wright, because he is not an American citizen. So I guess Craig Wright is going to go ahead and sue John McAfee next. John McAfee's outing of Satoshi Nakamoto has reignited speculation on crypto's greatest mystery. At present, the only widely known report pertains to him being an unknown person or group who developed Bitcoin. According to a profile on P2P Foundation, which is an organization studying peer-to-peer technology, Nakamoto claims to be a Japanese resident born on April 5th, 1975. However, given his perfect English with the use of colloquialisms, some speculate he is not Japanese, or in the very least, a member of his team originates from the British Commonwealth. So following the timeline of the last known action, he continued to contribute to the coding of Bitcoin until mid-2010. It was then Gavin Andresen received control of the source code repository and network alert key. After that, Nakamoto's involvement with Bitcoin ended. And if you guys don't know who Gavin Andresen is, he's a guy that started, it was a failed project, but Bitcoin Classic, which eventually I think ended up rolling into Bitcoin Cash, I believe. You know, don't quote me on it, but Gavin is the second-hand man to Satoshi Nakamoto. And if he left Bitcoin Core, that should let you guys know that current Bitcoin that is being utilized is probably not the original intent or original use case or implementation of what Satoshi did. That should speak volumes as far as the trajectory of Bitcoin Core, as we know it as Bitcoin today, where it's going. But anyway, to finish reading the article, the mysterious circumstances of his sudden disappearance have only added to Bitcoin's allegorical notoriety. But this hasn't stopped speculation on several names, including Nick Szabo, Craig Wright, Dorian Nakamoto, and many others. According to McAfee, though, the secret of who Nakamoto is perpetuates a pointless exercise to which the entire crypto industry would benefit from knowing his identity. In one of his tweets, he said, "I protected the identity of Satoshi. It's time, though, that this be put to bed. Imposters claim to be him. We are spending time and energy in search of him, and it's a waste. Every day, I will narrow down the identity of Satoshi until he reveals himself, or I will reveal him." However, given McAfee's past form of sensationalism, it's fair to question whether he knows who Satoshi Nakamoto's true identity is himself. But at the same time, McAfee's cypherpunk credentials do stack up, giving plausibility to his claims, especially so considering his active involvement in the industry during Bitcoin's formative years. Whether McAfee will out Nakamoto or not, this much is clear. Nakamoto wishes to remain anonymous. According to Alex Lilatcher, his motives for anonymity are based on safeguarding the Bitcoin project and allowing it to operate on its own merit, he wrote. So let's see what happens here, people. Do you believe McAfee knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is? I wouldn't put it past him. I definitely wouldn't put it past him. At least, who wrote the white paper. That's what basically he's looking to go ahead and unveil if no one else does. And it's pretty clear that Craig Wright is not. So, and he's outing him on that. But again, do you think Craig Wright's going to sue John McAfee next? I don't know. This is crazy, man. This is so crazy. But let me know your thoughts about this. Is it a better industry if we know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, or should he or the group stay anonymous? I think at this point, 10 years later, it's time. I think it's time. I don't think he has or they have much involvement today. And so I think that it's fine to go ahead and let the community and let the world know, so that we can move forward. Again, you guys let me know your thoughts. Want to give another shout out to Joy on YouTube for the song requests. Nipsey Hussle, Racks in the Middle. And that's my 2 Satoshis, guys, for today, April 19th, 2019. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to keep supporting this channel. I'm out of here, people. Ha! Yeah! I got killers to the left.